Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Make a Change. I am your host Kate Schuster and welcome. For everyone who's new here, I'm glad you found this episode. For everyone who's been watching my episode, who's been joining us for quite a while, welcome back. So in this episode is a different one. So this episode will have the most important points that a fitness plan should include if you are a woman whose body is changing, hormones are shifting, and you just need to have something that gets you out of your slump, feeling more energetic again, and supports the new season of your life, supports your changing body. So we are going through 5 different things, 5 points that you need to have in your fitness plan. So let's start off with the most obvious one, which is your training. This is numero uno. So strength training. I know what you're saying. Oh, I don't like going to the gym. I don't feel energy enough. Or I'm too fatigued. I don't have time. I'm too stressed. I have a life. Yes, so does everyone else. Before you shut me down here, hear me out. When you are on the onset of perimenopause and going through the season of life, your estrogen is declining. With that declining estrogen, you're losing muscle because estrogen is bound to your muscle mass. So we have a way of preventing that. And that solution is resistance training. So, and it doesn't mean you have to do like a bodybuilding routine now. You have to go and smash the gym every single day. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 2 to 3 very structured training sessions. So you should train your whole body. If you want to grow muscle, this is a different topic. There we need to look at volume, which muscle groups we want to focus on. But this is not the topic we are talking about today. Today we're simply talking about preserving the lean mass that we got, protecting our muscles. 2 to 3 structured training sessions per week. If you can get these in, you're perfect. And they don't have to be like hours, 30 minutes. 3 times per week, 2 to 3 times per week, for 30 minutes. Can you do it? I believe you can. So we're starting off with a lower body day. Like get some squats in, get some deadlifts in, accessory that with some leg extensions, with some leg curls, bring in some unilateral work, some lunges, some single leg squats, things like that. Single leg extensions on the machine, one of my favorites. Then we got an upper body day. Have your back like a lat pull down, a chest press for your chest. Have some shoulder work in there. Focus on your rhomboids, like doing some rowing movements, some face pulls. Get some overhead presses done or seated dumbbell presses. Get some rear delts in if you like to. Some push-ups in between, some pull-ups. Done. Again, here we can put in some unilateral work like some single arm rows or some single arm lateral raises, things like that. Easy peasy. The third day can be a full body day. There we focus and again, get in some squats, get in some deadlifts, get in some chest press, get in some lat pull downs. Done. Walk out. We can include a little bit of cardio as well. This comes in your time availability. Do you have the time available to do cardio? If you don't have the time available, I don't want to sit here and say it's not important just because I personally don't like cardio. If your goal is to lose body fat, it would be beneficial to include some cardio work. Just because your calories will be a bit lower than when you were 20 because of the changes in your body, that your metabolism has slowed down a little bit through that lowering estrogen and through that lowering muscle mass, you will have a little tiny drop in your metabolism. Just to balance that out again, I would suggest do a little bit of cardio work if your goal is fat loss. Just for overall fitness, for heart health, for respiratory health, I would recommend to do some cardio as well. I can't be really biased here. I only personally do cardio when my goal is fat loss. Apart from that, I do only walk, which is not considered as cardio. So as I said, I don't want to be too biased. If you look at any single recommendation, if you're going through the research, do some cardio. Also here, you do not have to do anything crazy for hours on the treadmill every day. Also here, get like 2 to 3 sessions in. Keep your heart rate at like 60 to 65% of your heart rate, maximum heart rate, and that's it. I wouldn't overcomplicate it, because the problem is you're already feeling quite fatigued due to the changes in your body. So we do not wanna fatigue our body even more with overdoing cardio that is, in the end of the day, not necessary. All right, that's point 1. Point 2 is nutrition. And that's possibly the biggest one and the hardest one out of all of the 5. So as we already said, you will have a slightly lowered metabolism. Maybe if you're looking at the research again, across the researchers is like 200 to 300 calories of lowered TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure. So now you think about, you're probably experiencing weight gain, especially around your belly. That's the hormones shifting. And if you do not track your nutrition, or if you haven't any educational nutritional background, you're possibly not 100% aware of it. But you might want to start tracking your nutrition as well as your weight. And by tracking nutrition, I mean put your damn food on a scale and then put it into an app. You don't have to do this forever, but just do it like for a couple of months, maybe 3 months, just to get an idea how many calories are you actually eating and what is your weight doing in the end of the day. Or like alongside these calories intake, because this is actually the way of how we're figuring out where's your TDEE. So then we can say, do we have to pull back with your eating, or do we can maybe increase the eating? Where are we at? And this is the only way, guys, ladies, of how we can figure that out. So, and when it comes to nutrition, also here, don't make it overcomplicated. Don't jump on any crash diets. Don't jump on anything what is trendy right now on the internet, because these trendy diets, crash diets, they're highly restrictive. And there again, they're just ending up of making you feel more fatigue that you're already experiencing from the drop of estrogen that's happened and all the changes that are happening in your body. So, what are we focusing on? Protein. That should be your absolute non-negotiable. Have protein. Around 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of your body weight. Or if you are a little bit more advanced in your nutrition knowledge, 1.8 to 3 grams per kilogram of lean mass. So if you know how to calculate it, use the lean mass. If don't, then just take 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. That's the easier calculation. All right, focus on 4 to 5 portions across the day. So the next point is healthy fats, such as oils. Yes, you can include seed oils, by the way. It actually has been proven that seed oils help to reduce inflammation. And canola oil has actually the perfect ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids that helps to reduce the inflammation in your body. So don't come at me with that bullshit seed oils are bad. But anyways, not a topic again, comes my ADHD in again. We are talking about healthy fats, which is oils, avocados, nuts, cheese. Yeah, these are the main things. So we do not need big amounts of these things, but the healthy fats, they are good for our hormone regulation, they are good for overall health in our body, and for the absorption of many minerals and vitamins. So we do need those, so don't cut them out, but we do not need them in big amounts. So if you're going with your hand measurements, like the palm size, that's your protein. Your thumb size, that's your fats. Your cup, like this, do you see it like this? That's your carbohydrates. Both hands, that's your veggies, okay? Veggies and fruit. So, these are the big ones. Resistance training and nutrition, focusing on high protein, healthy fats, and then we're not talking about restriction, we're talking about not cutting out carbohydrates. You will still need your carbohydrates, okay? So you might feel throughout this season of life of perimenopause, you might experiencing a lot of bloating as well. This comes down to maybe an intolerance that you're having, maybe more water that's floating around in your body, or that you actually gain body fat. So often we need to think about, have I actually gained body fat and I confuse that with bloating, or is that actual bloating? So if it's actual bloating, we need to do a little bit of a diagnosis. So a blood test can help. Also, like what I usually tell my clients is make notes. So like when you're eating certain foods, make notes on how your body is feeling. If there is no gluten intolerance or a lactose intolerance, you can continue eating yogurt, milk, or carbohydrates, okay? So there's no need to cut them out. Rule of thumb, if you have your plate, half of the plate veggies, okay? Quarter of the plate your protein, another quarter can be your carbohydrates. That can be fruits, that can be rice, that can be bread, that can be pasta, and then you have a little bit, like your thumb, of your healthy fats. That can be a quarter of an avocado, that can be a little drizzle of an oil over your veggies, for example, or using it for frying your chicken, for example. That can be a little bit of nuts, that can be a slice of cheese on top of your food, or just like on the side to snack, all of these options. All right, so now we got the two biggest parts covered. Number 3, that is important, and that is your recovery. And there is where it comes in, that you shouldn't overtrain every single day, because that is putting a lot of additional stress to your body. So exercise is stress, your cortisol levels will be going up. That is not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're overdoing it, like every day with the wrong mindset, that can go in a bad direction. So you still need to make sure that you, yes, getting your 2 to 3 sessions of strength training in, but ensuring that you're also recovering. So recovery can look many different ways. That number 1 priority is get 7 to 8 hours sleep in. If you say you can't, find a way. You can go to bed earlier. You can stop scrolling on your social media earlier. turn the lights off earlier, have like a sleep routine, like reading a book or meditation or like some sort of stretching, yoga, anything that calms you down to make you sleepy. There's other ways of that, something that you can put on your phone or on your screen that's blocking out. A friend told me about it. I actually personally really haven't looked into that, but a friend told me there is like something that you can put on your phone that's blocking out that blue light. That would be an option. Having a nice cup of like an herbal tea, anything that's calming you down. Find a solution, find a way. There is always a way. If you say there is no way, then you're fucking lying to yourself. So then, as I said, other ways of recovery, it's not only sleep, it's the way how going outside in the sun for a walk, shutting down, reading a book, going like, being like in a water, like a spa pool or something. There are many areas of gyms that, many gyms actually offering recovery options like saunas, like cold plunges, these kind of things. All of those things can help you to relax. Just find something that you like. So none of those things, even if every gym has now a sauna and a cold plunge, it's nothing magical, but give it a go and see how you feel with it. There's not a lot of research behind, but it comes to the point on how does it make you feel, okay? So the next part is really mindset and habit support. I do have my little notes here, that's why I'm looking down. So, often, you probably have heard this, that like going to the gym is my psychiatrist or my psychology session. And to be fair, it often does help. Like if I train, it really gets me into a positive state. But this is not necessarily what I mean under mindset or habit coaching. So often we need to find a routine that really helps us getting ourselves into a positive state, because when you're entering perimenopause, it gets you to a state that is often very emotional. So I remember like my mom she didn't get sad or anything, but she just got like really angry and like really out of control. And I did hear that from another client. So when, was it 2 years ago, I think, I took on an older woman. She was like long past perimenopause. She was 65 years when she started training with me. And we did have the topic about perimenopause, and she also said that she was like just so angry. It almost caused a breakup with her husband, but luckily he was very patient and they survived it together. But apart from the anger, which some women I guess can experience, I believe when I get to this stage, so I'm on the onset already, I don't get angry, I don't get sad. I just feel like that my patience is dropping a lot more. I'm really getting more, so impatient. And I like moody a little bit, but not in an angry way. I'm just like, yeah. So I'm feeling that this is getting a little bit more, more significant, I would say. But I'm still, like what helps me with my mindset in this part is that it really, being aware, like really awareness of your emotional state and not letting your emotional state win over yourself, because I don't want you to break up with your marriage or your partnership. I don't want you to break up with friends or having like a miserable life just because of that season of your life. And I don't think it's necessary that we have to be led by our emotions. So because emotions happening, that's not our fault, but we can decide for ourselves in what state we are in. And what has helped me was doing a lot of listening to a lot of mindset stuff. Like I did the 30-day personal power with Tony Robbins. That's available on YouTube for free. So it is 30 days. And I would highly recommend you, if you are in a state of you're doubting yourself, suddenly you're having these limiting self-beliefs and this uncertainty, and it's just coming more and more significant with that season of your life, I would really highly recommend it, because that changed my life. And you need to take the time out of the day for this. The sessions are anywhere between 30 and 60 minutes, and Tony is giving you assignments with everything, so you need to invest a little bit of time in it, but I would really highly recommend it. That is really something that helped me to get out of the slump. And the last point is education. Yeah, so there are a lot of coaches out there who are offering support for perimenopausal women. Like myself, I'm offering that support. I'm offering the education around what's happening with your body. I'm giving you the sides of the science part of it, what's happening in your body, the nutrition, the training from a sciencey point of view, and what really helps you to get, if you're really struggling and you believe that that you would need help to get through that. A lot of us will be struggling with that, losing the belly fat around your midsection, and the mindset part. And I'm not a mindset coach, but I know a lot of shit about it because I've done a lot of it. But what I am is an accredited sports nutritionist who has helped over 500 women as well as men, helping losing body fat, building muscle, and keeping up the results, really educating them on how to do that and how to make informed decisions. So, and I think that knowledge and education is one of the biggest things that you need to know to make informed decisions, not only in the season of life, but also after and everywhere, and especially when things are happening in your body, in your life as well, like workload. Just because you're in perimenopause doesn't mean your life stops. You still have work, you still maybe have kids, you still have friends, family, you have deadlines maybe to meet at work, maybe you're running your own business, then it never fucking stops. Or you are, what was the last point I wanted to say? Or social events, or wanna go on a holiday and you don't wanna come back from the holidays 10 kilograms heavier than before because you didn't really know how to navigate everything. And with all of this, a coach can be actually very, very helpful. And also on top of that, not that you think I'm just selling to you, there is a lot of valuable information out there. It's just really there's a lot of good information out there these days, but there's also a lot of misinformation. And I find sometimes it's just really hard to find for yourself what is the right approach for you. And I think a coach is really someone who can speed up things for you if you wanted it. For example, when I started my business, if I wouldn't have looked for help, I would be still struggling. But I found a coach, and I was looking for the right coach for quite a while. But with that coach, it really accelerated things, and I'm thriving now. But it took me, to be honest, I was procrastinating a little bit, and it took me a long time. But that was for business things, because I know about nutrition, I know about the science behind it, I know about training, I know all of these things because I studied it and I have been working in this industry for over 12 years, but I just didn't know how to run a business and how to do all the social media things. And for that part, I needed help because I could gather all of the information from the internet, but without someone teaching me how to apply that in practice, that knowledge was useless. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to tell you as well with navigating nutrition and training and mindset through perimenopause. Like, all of that knowledge is basically useless if you do not know how to apply that for your unique needs and requirements. Yeah, so these are pretty much the 5 things I wanted to cover in this episode. And yeah, we do have 2 more episodes coming around the topic of perimenopause. And yeah, so that's it. If you liked it, share it, tell your friends, tell everyone. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode, or share it and comment in the comment section if you do like the content or if you do have any questions. Hop over to my Instagram. My Instagram handle is Katharina Schuster Coaching, where I am giving you daily information about nutrition training and give you practical advice. Yeah, so that is it. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one.